Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We're really excited to have you with us today. This is the second installment of the Shop Talk with Tim series, which is sponsored by the good people at Flower Shop Network and presented by me. I'm Tim Huckabee, president of Floral STRATEGIES. I realize that there are some of you who don't know who I am. I won't sound like I'm too big for my britches, but let me just take a moment and explain who I am, my background, what I do, and it will add a little bit of perspective and angle to what we're doing today, what we're going to get accomplished. So I started a company called Floral STRATEGIES 25 years ago. Very proud to be celebrating our 25th anniversary. What we do is unique. We're the only people in the entire world, the only company whose solitary purpose is to help you, the retail florist, regardless of where you are, how long you've been in business, how big or how small your store is, to help you to make more money by giving an elevated level of customer service, helping your team to feel more comfortable and confident in making sales. Plus, we've worked with so many flower shops, over 7,000 flower shops, that we've learned all of their tips and tricks and secrets. So we share those best practices with you as well. And we started this series last year. Flower Shop Network asked me to come and to share my message with you, their members. So it'll help to make you realize you can make a lot more money quite easily. And ideally, what will happen is you're going to like what you hear, you want to get more, and you'll come on board and do some full training with us. Now that said, really excited, it was very, very coincidental. We have a video I'm going to play, which was sent to us by a Flower Shop Network member who went through our training. And I always feel like rather than tell you what we do is so amazing and how it's going to have such a big impact on your store, I'd like you to hear it from one of your fellow florists. So I'm going to reposition my speaker. I want to make sure everybody can hear this. So bear with me a moment. And we're going to hear from one of your fellow florists. Okay. Hold on a second.
Who took the class with me. And
well, let me start this again. A little technical hiccup.
I own a very small flower shop in Newport, New Hampshire, and I took Tim Huckabee's class. I have one employee who took the class with me, and it was so easy to do. I really stressed over it, trying to find just the right time to put it in because we're a very small shop. Tim was so understanding and helped with the fact that we received a phone call. I had to take an order. I helped a customer. He would just stop, let me do my business. We would come back, pick up right where we left off. The class was amazing. The tips and the techniques he teaches, we could implement immediately. And the change that they made in the business was just amazing. He showed me just a few tricks to like increase our sales so much in fact that I kept track of how much the course cost me and how much we received back in using his tips and techniques, and found out that it only took 2 weeks to cover the cost of what the course cost us. I was absolutely amazed. So amazed that in fact I have just ordered a second cooler, and we are actually having a contest to see who can use Tim's techniques the best and upsell the most, and who's going to win the contest for how long it takes us to pay for our new cooler that we can't wait to get at the end of the month. So if you are wondering at all if you should take this course, absolutely no questions. Take it immediately. You will be amazed.
All right, so I think we all like to have good feedback from our customers, so that made me really excited when I got that. Bear with me a second, and we will get back into the swing of things. So what we are going to do is continue And what we're gathered for today is to talk about an action plan for Mother's Day. It's coming up quicker than we realize. It's really easy to think, oh my gosh, we're still getting over Valentine's Day. I'm licking my wounds from Valentine's Day. I don't even want to think about Mother's Day, but you need to. This is the time when we need to think about what's going on or a plan for Mother's Day. So what I'm doing in the short time that we have together is I'm breaking it into 3 specific sections. We're going to talk about a couple of smart, quick ideas that you can implement to impact your phone sales. And then we're going to talk about store sales, in other words, walk-in sales. And then what I kind of, consider a third category, is kind of a hybrid, almost in the middle, is what can you do to prepare your website and also deal with the people who are calling, who have been on your website and then opt to pick up the phone and call. By the way, what we're going to do at the end of my session is open up the mic. So we're going to do Q&A. And anybody who wants to ask a question can do so. In the meanwhile, I have Rebecca with us from my office. And if anybody wants to type a message in the chat box, Rebecca will jump in and interrupt me and ask that question. And Rebecca, let me just double check or check in with you, make sure you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can hear you.
All good on your end, Rebecca?
Yep, everything's good over here. Can you hear me?
I'm not hearing you.
Okay.
Hold on a second, Rebecca.
I'm here.
All right, Rebecca, would you try one more time? Say something.
Yeah,
sure
I'm
I can
here.
hear you.
Can you hear me?
Okay, perfect. Okay, great. All right, wonderful. All right. So maybe some of you are smiling. Technology is great when it works. There's always a little glitch. There's always a little hiccup. All right, let's dive in there. Let's talk first about the phone. The phone still plays a major important role in your sales activities. I know, talking to so many of you coming through, especially 2021, you're just flabbergasted by the money that your website made. And that's a great thing, but we still need to focus on phone activity and phone sales. So let's take a look at a couple things that you can do to impact your phone sales as you prep for for Mother's Day. First and foremost, call your holiday orders from last year. I love this. I did this for years myself. I know that there are alternatives, that there are means to send a message or an email message directly through your website. Many of you do snail mail campaigns and send out reminder postcards. Those are great, but bear in mind that your customers are being bombarded all the time in all these different media. So there's great value to actually making the call. And for those of you who are our customers, we'll share scripting with you. We got really simple scripting. I made these calls, like I said, and I had a really, really warm reception. And it was short and simple. You're creating awareness. You're letting people know that you're there. You're reaching them a couple of weeks before the holiday when they're in that mode of thinking about, what am I going to buy for mom? What am I going to send grandma? What am I going to order for my wife? And people love the attention. What I hear constantly is, thank you so much for reaching out. You saved the holiday for me. I forgot all about it. Take time, make these calls. It's really easy to say, oh my gosh, we're so busy, we can't do anything. No, you need to make the time to make these calls. You can do them incrementally. And thankfully, we're having this conversation in early March. Mother's Day is 2 months away. You've got plenty of time to get that prepared. Rebecca, are there any messages coming in? I see that box flashing. Anything you want to interrupt me about?
Nope, no questions coming in.
Okie dokie, perfect. Number 2, or letter B, in terms of preparing for dealing with telephone sales at Mother's Day, is know what's on your website. Countless times I've made mystery shopper calls to flower shops outside of a holiday, and I'll ask them about the website and they have no idea. Or it's like, hold on, let me get to the website, and then there's all this extra time and energy and effort. That's kind of sloppy and clunky. one of the things I think lots of us has realized is that you don't need to offer a bunch of choices on the website. We're going to talk more about that shortly. But here's what I recommend that you do is pick one design, and it could be at the highest price point, it could be middle of the road, it could be one that you just personally like. You like the colors, you as a designer like filling that order, make that your favorite. And even using that language with a customer, saying my favorite is, or a customer favorite is, will make the shopping experience easier for them, because I know, because I ask people, and I've been doing this for a long time, that often a customer will pick up the phone and call you because, ironically, you've offered too many choices on your website. There's so much beauty, there's so many options, they don't know which to pick. So when you come back and say to a customer, oh, well, this is my favorite, or that's a real popular one this holiday, you made the whole shopping experience easy for a customer. Likewise, you need to be able to describe it, because maybe a customer isn't still on your website. They might have said, I was on your website this morning, I took a look, and now I'm calling. So be prepared to describe it well. And that's something that I know we do a good job at helping you to do, give you the tools to describe those effectively. The other aspect of phone sales is we need to sell those add-ons. And this seems to be an ongoing issue with flower shops. I don't know why it is. I was on site at a flower shop in Western Pennsylvania yesterday, and everybody kind of conceded, yeah, we just don't offer them on the phone. And no explicit or definitive reason other than it, I guess it just escapes them, or we figure, well, if a customer wants a balloon, they're going to ask me. If she wants to send her grandmother chocolate, she's going to do it. They don't know about it unless you offer it to them. And ironically, your website outsells you in the store and on the phone all the time. Why? Because the website offers every customer the chance to add that balloon, that box of chocolates, that teddy bear. So we need to get better at it. We've got really simple, easy language. It's not a question. Asking a question is an old-fashioned, archaic approach of selling. There's a better, easier way of selling balloons and teddy bears and chocolates and scented candles and greeting cards and all the other things that you have to offer, but it involves making an educated suggestion. It's a smarter, smoother way, and you can dramatically increase your sales. So get this on your radar, that you want to have plenty available. You want to make sure that it becomes part of every phone conversation. Offer it to customers. Worst thing they're going to say is no. And I guesstimate in my 30-year career, I've taken probably about 500,000 orders. Never once, ever have I had somebody say, not just for Mother's Day, but for any occasion, have a customer say to me, how dare you offer me a balloon, or how dare you offer me a box of chocolates? Cancel my order and close my account. No, you're not being pushy. If the customer doesn't want it, they'll let you know. But what I find more often than not, when I put this on their radar, they appreciate it, because what we're doing is we're helping them to personalize the sale. And they do like that we're going that extra step and almost becoming their personal shopper. Obviously, this is a very big holiday for sending orders out of town. This is a whole webinar in itself, quite literally. And I know that some of you, unfortunately, will just tell a customer you don't do that. You'll offer to Google it for a customer. Hey, you belong to Flower Shop Network. You belong to one of the strongest networks on the planet, a like-minded, vetted professional florist. You need to tap into that. And we have a workshop that's part of our 15-minute florist program. And those of you who are already in that program, you've got instant access already. You can go and watch this with your team. We break down the simple steps you need to take so you can effectively sell an order that's going to be accepted by the florist on the other side, easily executed. You're not going to fall down that rabbit hole of having to call the customer 93 times because they didn't have that shade ruby red glass vase, or having to get more money for delivery. We take care of that all up front in one 15-minute program. So those of you who are in that program, make sure you watch that. Log in, watch that workshop, make sure your team is educated on how to sell that important part of the holiday business, the outgoing order. Okay, section 2, let's talk about your store. And it's really encouraging to see, as we kind of push our way through pandemic, that store traffic is increasing again, that you're seeing welcome and familiar faces back in your store, that people are taking the time to comfortably come in and browse and see what you have. But you got to take a couple of steps to get your store prepared. And again, these are very basic, but I hope I get the wheels turning in your head and you can put some of these into action. My first idea is simply offer some luxury designs in your cooler. The floral industry is renowned for being afraid of customers. We undersell, we sell from our own pocket, and that's to our detriment. We need to break out of that. I was at a flower shop in San Antonio, Texas, about 2 weeks ago, and it was really fun because I hadn't seen these people in a long time. They've been a customer for years, and what the owner told me was she took my advice from our Valentine boot camp, and she offered a $750 design on her website. And her husband said, no way, ain't gonna sell, ain't gonna sell. Lo and behold, she sold 3 of them. They can't buy if you don't offer to them. And interestingly, that $750 suddenly made her $500 design, quote unquote, a bargain or affordable, if you will. $750 might be extreme, and I'm not necessarily advocating going that crazy, but it depends on your market. But wherever your comfort zone is now, you need to get above it. And I think we still have some residual elements of the COVID pandemic, in so much as maybe they're still not seeing grandma, or they don't get a chance to see that special lady, and they want to spend a little bit more than they would have otherwise. So let's give them a chance to do so. Additionally, what I advocate is make it easier for your customer to buy more from your store. Sell bundles. And what I mean by selling bundles is combine your popular items, maybe one of your gorgeous arrangements in a pastel palette along with a box of chocolates. You don't need to give them a break on price. They're going to pay full price for both, but you're presenting them as a bundle, as an option. This was a huge hit at Valentine's Day, and I call this mannequin shopping. In other words, when I go into a department store, and yes, I still do that, and if I see an outfit on a mannequin that I like, I think, okay, that's it. I want all of that. I want that shirt, that pair of pants, that belt, those shoes. They've made it easy for me. And individually, I might not have bought that belt along with those pants, but they presented it as a bundle, if you will, and I bought it. So I'm curious, we'll pause for a second. Anybody have any suggestions for titles for bundles for Mother's Day? At Valentine's Day, I heard a couple of interesting names kicked around. One that was really popular was called Lover Boy. We used that at the shop where I spent the holiday. But Rebecca, let's see if we get any hands going up, get some of those creative juices flowing.
Sure.
If anyone has any thoughts or ideas on this, and we can carry this over into our Facebook group discussion as well.
So Genia Vineyard, she says, Mom, you are the best.
That's great. That's great. I mean, my gosh, talk about using guilt to leverage making a sale. Who's not going to buy that for their mom? Because we all write the cards over and over. You're the best mom in the world, the best grandma in the world. So why not leverage that? And again, think about pairing what you've got. It might be a candle. It might be a box of chocolates. It could be simply a greeting card, a $5, $6, $7 greeting card that you wouldn't have sold otherwise. Any others out there, Rebecca?
She also says from your favorite kid.
Aha. Okay. That leaves it wide open, but that was a good comment. Here's another way you can capitalize on that walk-in trade. Give your customers a chance to spend more money, and put some kind of materials out, posters, something you can create easily and put it on the counter, and promote the idea of subscriptions. And this is another example I've seen where customers wouldn't think of it on their own, but they love the idea. And this can be wide open. It doesn't have to be a high price, and you can also kind of make it very fluid. You can say to a customer, you can sign up for just the summer if you want to send your mom or send your wife or your grandma or your daughter, your favorite aunt, that special lady in your life, you want to send her an arrangement for June, July, and August. We've got this price, or for the rest of the year. But the nice thing about that is we still don't know what this summer is going to hold. Lots of discussion about what the economy may do, but depending on how you structure it, you might even be able to get payment up front from customers, which would be an awesome thing, because what business owner doesn't want a little extra boost of cash into their account? Finally, the third part of the equation that you've got to think about is your website. And website plays an important role. I think what lots of us have realized coming through the pandemic, probably even more so beforehand, but that website is your other store. If you've got a brick and mortar location, this is your second store. You need to treat it as such. Make sure that you've got everything in line in terms of selection and pricing and language. Couple of ideas. Some of these are radical. This first one's kind of fun. And that is turn on the tip feature on your website. Those of you who are lucky enough to be running on the Flower Shop Network website platform, it's there. You can do this. You may not be aware of it, but you can do this. And if you're on another platform, ask your provider. It'd be very easy for me to spend 15 minutes talking on this topic, but I'm just going to give you some empirical evidence. The flower shop that I worked with in New Mexico, it's a huge flower shop. I spend every holiday helping them, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas. We had gone back and forth about it there. They had different schools of thought, but the bottom line is they turned on this feature a week before Valentine's Day. And they're being, I think, very smart and being very democratic in their distribution. They're essentially taking the kitty, all the money that they collected, and they divided it equally amongst all of their staff, design, delivery, and sales for the hour. And this is almost incredible. For that pay period, the average employee got an extra $2.50 an hour. They didn't get paid in $2 bills. I just happen to have that in my office. But $2.50, imagine being able to give your team a $2.50 an hour raise for all the hard work they do at the holiday. So it's definitely something to consider. Additionally, on your website, think about offering fewer choices. Less is more. It really is. Those are fewer containers for you to worry about, less specified buying to focus on. And if you take a look back over previous holidays, even let's say if you could like mentally travel back to maybe Christmas of 2018 or 2019, in all likelihood, you probably had 8, maybe 9 or 10 different holiday offerings, but there are probably only 3 or 4 that really sold. Now, we don't have the crystal ball to know what those best sellers will be, but my point is you don't need to offer 4 variations of the same price point. Think about different price points. Think about maybe different color schemes. I don't want to give you a definitive direction in terms of what you should put on your website. I'm just asking you to think about how much are you offering and make it easier on your design team as well by offering fewer choices. Finally, this is one that I think often gets overlooked, and I'm really glad that we've got this advantage of a couple months out to be able to talk about it, and that is just go on and take care of your Google listing. And you can set that now to kick into advance in May, but this is often a contentious issue. I know that many of you may be not open normally on a Sunday, and you will open for Mother's Day. Your customers need to know that. So if you want to optimize your flow of business into your store, make sure you make it easy for customers to know that you're going to be there and that you're going to be open. And then finally, before we get to some Q&A, we have a bonus for everybody. And the bonus is anybody who is not one of our customers already and comes on board with any of the training programs, especially the one that you heard Donna talking about, the Floral Confidence Workshop, you sign up with us this week, we're going to give you a copy of our Mother's Day boot camp from last year. It's a full 90-minute workshop, including a live design demo from a famous florist in London, tons of ideas on marketing and sales and customer service. It's just jam-packed with ideas for Mother's Day. So we're really happy to give that bonus to you. Let me take a step back and see if anybody has any questions or any comments. As I said, if you want to type a message in the chat box, Rebecca will read that. If you are on a laptop or you have a microphone on your computer, you can raise your hand. Rebecca will unmute you, and you can ask me a question, give me your 2 cents, ask an opinion, heckle me, whatever you like.
I'm going to unmute Melissa Lopergolo. She had a question.
Okay.
My question was, how Mother's Day is in 2 months, as you said before. When should we go ahead and start doing that touchback call so that we don't become someone who's harassing everybody, because nobody likes a sales call, when do we go and touch that and start calling again?
Historically, I've always operated like a 2-week window. What I found is that usually within 2 weeks of an event, Mother's Day, anniversary, birthday, whatever, people are thinking about it. So I would say, the very tail end of April heading into May, that would be a really good time to do that, because also your customers are going to be bombarded throughout other media about Mother's Day. They're going to see ads on TV, in the newspaper, they're going to hear it on radio. So it's going to be present in their mind. So it's kind of like the whole world is conspiring with you to get that sale. So I think I know that that's a good time to start making those calls.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any others, Rebecca?
Yeah, I've got some people typing into the questions box.
Okay.
So Kelly Kofi asks, can you direct them on where to find the allowed tips on their FSN site?
Well, we have somebody joining us from FSN as soon as we're done with Q&A, and you can always reach out directly to them, call them. I'm not that familiar. I don't work for FSN, so I don't know the architecture of the website, but I know that it is a capability, something that we can turn on. I don't know, and hopefully Irving can answer for us, if that's something you can do on your own or if you need help from them, but we'll find out momentarily.
And then Dolores Bergie asks, when they're really busy for Mother's Day, how do you respond to the customer who wants a picture of what was sent?
Well, that is a case-by-case situation. It's somewhat predicated upon, do you have the staff to do it? And I will tell you, if somebody is ordering something directly off the website, either if it's a stock FSN photo or if it's one that you took, what I say to a customer is, well, Mrs. Jones, that picture that you saw on the website, we took that here, we designed it, it's going to look like that. Or the other thing you can do is you can say, yes, we can do that. Or the other thing you can do is you can say to them, well, unfortunately, I don't have the staff to do that, or we don't have the manpower to do that, but rest assured, she is going to get a gorgeous pink and yellow design, and trust me, she's going to love it so much, she's going to send you a picture. We look at that request as kind of an opportunity for us to roll our eyes and we think, oh, great, because we don't have 80 other million things going on. The customer is being, I think, innocent when they ask that. They don't realize the chaos that's going on in a flower shop at a holiday. And also, the way that the world works right now, almost no matter what you buy online, you get a picture for it. So I think they just figure like, oh, I just want to get a picture, even though they're ordering it, from a picture. So, you can kind of go where you want to go with that. But I've got no problem saying to a customer, we don't offer that service, but your satisfaction is guaranteed, and what you saw on the website is what we create. To sure, I can do that later as the driver's leaving. We'll text you a picture. But whatever you do, I would say in advance of the holiday, make sure your entire staff knows what your definitive policy is, so you're all on the same page. Any others?
I think that's it for now.
All right, so then let's bring in my friend who I got a chance to see this weekend for the first time in a couple of years, Mr. Irving Cassiano from Flower Shop Network. Irving, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello, everyone.
Okay. So, congratulations on the award that you won.
Thank you.
And do you, first and foremost, before you tell us what you've got going on, can you answer that member's question about turning on that tip feature on an FSN website?
I'm sorry, I just jumped in.
Okay. So
yes.
we were talking about turning on the feature on an FSN website to allow customers to leave a tip. Is that something a member can do on their own, or do they need to contact the office?
Yes, they do have to call us. All
Okay.
they have to do is call customer service, and it only takes a few seconds.
Okay, perfect. All right, so that said, if you want to share your message for us, please do.
Yes, well, at first I just want to say thank you, everybody, for being here and participating in Tim's webinar. But the most important thing, especially with holidays coming in, with Easter and spring, and then of course Mother's Day, but we have great and beautiful banners, new ones that you're more than welcome to use on your FSN website. Like Tim said, the add-ons like the tip option, that is a big one that can help you and your business. But not only tips, you can also do any other type of add-on, maybe a specific item that you would like for your customers to be able to add when they purchase. You can even add an image on the add-on. Social media, if you don't have anybody that does social media for you and you're super busy, that is something that we also offer. It includes Facebook and Instagram. And of course, the other thing is Google Maps. Something very important, but the best thing that you can do for the rankings and to move up higher on Google Maps is to respond to current reviews. All you have to do is call us and we can show you how you can do that. And again, if you don't have time, we can also reply to those reviews for you on your behalf. So those are some of the best things that you can do, especially for your website online. And we do them all.
Well, that's good to hear. And it reminds me, Irving, that the store where I was working yesterday in Pennsylvania, they are an FSN member, and they didn't realize that they can come to you for SEO. And unfortunately, they're paying some team way too much money to do some kind of generic SEO every month, and they don't even know what they're getting. Whereas if they're working with Flower Shop Network, who provides their website, they're getting a better experience, they're getting better results, and they're getting better value. So thank you for that. Before we wrap up, Rebecca, were you chiming in for a second? Was there another question or comment?
Nope, there's nothing.
Okie dokie. So let me wrap it up for everybody, and we'll tell you what we've got going on. First of all, if you want to reach out to me directly, there's my contact information. Call me, email me, text me, however you want to reach out, and I'm happy to talk about whatever you've got going on, figure out which of our programs is best for you, get you onto our calendar. We will send you a copy of today's recording and an accompanying PDF. So if you want to watch this again with your team, watch it on your own, take notes, you can print out each slide and write notes on that respective slide. There are countless benefits to FSN membership. In addition to being able to be in contact with all of these great flower shops throughout the country, you get special rates on the training and services that we provide, and we're happy. And we'll be calling you this week to fill you in on that. And then do mark your calendar. We are skipping a month, so we're going to skip April, but we'll be back in May after Mother's Day. And at that point, we're going to talk about how you can discover some hidden profits in your shop, which I anticipate to be especially timely as we head into the summer, which traditionally can be a slower time. So let's make sure that we take some proactive steps to make sure that it's not. So on that note, thank you everybody for your time, for your participation, and have a great Mother's Day, and we'll be in touch soon. Take care. Bye-bye.